Hi, Scott Francis, editor of Products Finishing here. I'm here with Josh Fish, technical director at PAVCO. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the topics that are top of mind for finishers right now. There was a really optimistic conversation yesterday that I got to listen to on the transition from hexavalent chromium to trivalent chromium within the automotive industry and supply chain. And I just wanted to hear kind of your take on where you think things are at with these kind of discussions.
Well, I think things are progressively moving forward, especially with the automotive OEMs, but like everyone says, I mean, especially the big three here in the US, it's like steering the Titanic. It takes them a while to make that decision. I think from a supplier base, the chemistry's there, the chemistry's proven, it's been in the market for 30 plus years. Now it's just a fact of educating the platers, because it's going to be a little bit different from the hexavalent chrome, and then working with the OEMs to make sure that they can get what they need.
Can you talk a little bit about some of PAVCO's solutions for that chemistry?
Okay, yeah, so PAVCO, we've been trying to be a green company as much as possible. So in 2019, when all the stuff from PFAS first started coming out, we immediately got rid of our PFAS fume suppressant and our fluoride-based catalyst for hexavalent chrome. So we decided that the market's not big enough for us to deal with the risk for the environment and the people. So we are strictly trivalent chromium plating. So we have actually 4 different solutions for the trivalent chrome. We have our Hexagon 1020, which is the sulfate-based system. We have Deco Tri, which is our chloride-based system. We have a dark fashion finish, which is trivalent, called Trionyx. It's going to give you more of a gunmetal gray, almost black appearance. And then we are one of the few companies in the market that actually has a barrel trivalent chrome. It's a sulfate-based called Hexagon Revolution.
So as platers are thinking of implementing a trivalent line or transitioning to that kind of chemistry, what concerns do they typically have, and what best practices do you have to offer? Typically
the biggest concern that we see is, it's okay, I still have to produce hexavalent while also producing trivalent. So then it's about how do we fit it in to be able to do both. Typically you're going to have a little more space in your line to be able to either tee off and be able to produce both, or have an extend your line to be able to put hexavalent and trivalent in the same line. When it comes to actual operation and best practices, people love hexachrome because it's very forgiving. You can kind of throw the kitchen sink at it and it'll still plate. You only have 3 or 4 main parameters you got to look at, whereas trivalent, you've got to filter it, you've got to use ion exchange to keep the contaminant metals down, you've got to analyze it more frequently, you got to run wholesales on it. The good thing is you treat it almost like a nickel bath. And the good thing about these platers is they already plate nickel usually underneath the chrome. It's just having to switch that mindset from not really having to worry about my chrome tank to now I got to think of it like a true process tank.
Shifting gears now, just what are some of the things that you're watching in the industry in terms of trends and where things are headed? What's kind of the things that you watch at a show like SURFIN and you're thinking about?
Well, so from my point of view, it's working with Wes Schmidt, our OEM manager, to kind of meet with some of the OEMs and talk to them to see what they're thinking. Because the big concern throughout the industry right now is a lot of those big OEMs, they say, well, we don't have to have chrome. We can go with paint or something else, and we don't want that. We want to keep doing metal finishing, so that's why we want to try to stay in the front of their mind, communicate with them, work with them, and educate them and show them that this is a viable technology, we can use it, and don't get rid of it. Because if not, a few of us will be out of jobs.
Well, Josh, thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us, and it's been interesting to hear your take on these solutions and what it's going to mean for the industry in the future.
All right, thanks, Scott. My pleasure.